What's up, y'all? Welcome back to part 3 of my reviews and recaps for X-Men Season 2. And this one, of course, is for episode 3. If you don't want no spoilers, now is your time to skedaddle. So, episode 3. I like this episode. I thought this episode was really good. I guess I'm doing a review at the beginning. Oh well, it's my channel. I do what I want to do. I really did like this episode. And there was a lot to it. There's so many layers, and I guess we'll just get into it. So this time, this episode is happening in the past. And this team includes Magneto, Professor X. Y'all, I just forgot something. I just realized I forgot to mention Wolverine in my first. Oh well, he had 20 years. He'll be all right. So this team was Magneto, Professor X, Rogue, Beast, and Nightcrawler. They were the ones we're focusing on. And Insabanur, also known as Apocalypse later on. So if you remember correctly from the end of last season, they were stranded in the desert and they saved him from the Pharaoh's people. Okay, and so he latched himself onto their group. Well, Magneto latched himself onto Insabanur because he was trying to guide him down a different path. Magnus believed that if he could show Insabanur the ways of peace and the importance of restraint, that he wouldn't then become the apocalypse they know in the future. Because right now, Insabanur is on a conquest. He has his legion of Dothraki. That's what I'm calling them. He has his legion of people, and they are going to take out the Pharaoh. That's their main goal. But first, they're going after Ramatut. Is that his name? Ramatut? Somebody. That man, I forgot his name. He was on a big mammoth. That's all I remember. So up until this point, Magneto has pretty much garnered trust with Insabanur. So even after they storm into the fortress, in Ramatut, he was cocky with it. He just knew they was gonna win. All them people started attacking and they was overwhelming him, but Apocalypse busted out of him, grabbed the big old, that was a huge Godzilla mammoth. And he grabbed that thing and started swinging that sucker like a slingshot, a big heavy mammoth too. And then Ramatut was still and trying to talk that noise. And it's like, you lost, brother. Back it up. And he was getting ready to him, but Magneto's like, don't do it. Don't do it. Take him prisoner. So he took him prisoner. Then we get to the team. So we go back to where Professor Xavier, Beast, Nightcrawler, Rogue, where they are. And we realize that they obviously know they're trapped. And so they're trying to gather the material from the technology that the Pharaoh has. So he has all this incredible technology. They're like, how did he get this? It had to come from the future. And so they're using these machines that they're fighting to try to power a way to get home. Thing is, Apocalypse Insabanur don't know that's what they doing. And he has this vendetta against the technology. Like, that's really why he really trying, starting this war. Like, you're not going to have this technology here and overrunning and all that stuff. So they hiding that from him. And so he has Ramatut hanging up and he's talking to him. And then he reveals that he was the slave person over him when he was a baby. Because Ramatut tried to incite a reaction from him. And just before he was getting ready to, once again, get ready to slice that head, Magneto uses his powers to stop his scythe from taking him out. Unfortunately, though, Insabanur's right-hand man is not a fan of Magneto specifically, but of none of them. And he does not trust them. He like, they leading you down they don't know our way. These strangers. He not here for them at all. And so Insabanur was kind of like, listen, I'm going to meet y'all halfway. Either y'all get this information from him to figure out what the Pharaoh was up to and where they at and all that stuff. Like, where's the location? Because the Pharaoh's trying to find this place where this being with some power, and Sabanur wants them to figure that out. Otherwise, he's just gonna go ahead and take him out. And so they asked Professor to read his mind. Here we go, this respectability. I can't do it. No, it's against my. If you don't read that man's mind. So after Ramatut revealed some information that had him a little shook, all shook up, he was like, oh, I need to figure out what's going on. Because what do you mean this power? What power? What? Who? What? And so he finally goes into his mind and he gets transported through, and this entity snatches him up in the mind. I'm like, Professor, you must be, I don't be understanding how as powerful as he is. These people be tearing him up in the mind. Now, he did have a good little feat, season 1, when he did that classroom thing. But here, it didn't feel like he was in control. So whatever this entity is, this voice, took him to where he was powerless, it felt like, which annoyed me. But anyways, I digress. So he doesn't really get the information that they need. And time's up because Sabanur's head honcho discovered what they were doing with the technology, and Sabanur felt betrayed. And he was like, how dare you? You were supposed to be, and you over here. He didn't know what to say. He was livid. And so they attacked him. Yeah, and Sabanur attacked them. And they fighting them and whatnot. But while they fighting, he also, before the fight, he takes whatchamacallit out. And he gone. I mean, blood spattered on Magneto's face. That's how it was. That's it. Yeah. And so after that happened, I guess him passing away was a key, because after that happened, the Pharaoh was alerted to their location. He sent this big old ball of energy thing to attack their location, which causes the pyramid or wherever they was to start collapsing. So unfortunately, what Eric was trying to do with, I didn't call this man Magneto, Magnus, now I'm calling him Eric. I didn't call him everything, all his names that we know. But he was unsuccessful, and Sabanur is now back on this violent and vengeful path that he was going to be on regardless, unfortunately. So my review of this episode, it was a 7.5. Now, I know that's not a big jump from episode 2, because that was a 7. And I liked this episode. I really did. However, I didn't feel like it gave us a whole... hold on. One thing that I did really like was when Sabanur first took out Ramatut, and there was all this smoke billowing. We saw the old apocalypse, the one that you can see in this background. It was the shadow, and I thought that was so haunting, but so cool to see, like, he's looking at the future. The beginning is here, but the future is also right in front of you. So back to my review and why I gave it a 7.5. So of course it was good to see the people that we already see. Not really, because we've already seen them. We didn't really see nobody new. Except for like Sabanur and his little people, which in the Pharaoh, which y'all get the point. My favorite thing about this episode was the brotherhood, though. Like, Eric believed so much in Charles' dream that he believed that he could actually convince Apocalypse and Sabanur, of all people, to go down a path of peace, and that would change the trajectory of humankind, because his dream would then become a reality if they were able to fix it back then. And that was just a beautiful show of brotherhood and friendship, and I absolutely love that about this episode. And I didn't got to yapping for it to be a 7.5. It's almost 10 minutes long, so I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all drop a like, y'all share, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I can't wait for episode 4 next week.